Hello and welcome to Catch Play, your sports development program. Thanks for joining us. I'm Godwin Eki, and as always, joining me tonight on the program is Mai Koime. Mai, it's good to have you on the show as usual.
Thank you, Godwin. It's always a pleasure to be on the show.
Well, without any further ado, here's our lineup for tonight. Now, coming up tonight on the show, we have World Table Tennis Day. We also have the updates on PNG's preparations for the Olympic Games, and we also had a discussion on what's happening in Papua New Guinea and things that are yet to happen in sports. And finally, we have the International Day of Sports Development and Peace.
What an exciting lineup, Godwin. So
Yes.
Let's take a look at what's happening.
Yeah, so here's our first story on World Table Tennis Day. To mark the World Table Tennis Day, saw table tennis players from Papua New Guinea have a social playoff. Taking part in the event was President, Papua New Guinea Table Tennis Federation, George Chow with his team, and Port Moresby and Central President Rea Loy. The day was open to interested in table tennis enthusiasts.
We are here together to celebrate these events, and we are organizing this friendlier competition between our players, PNG table tennis players, with different clubs and some national team players, with the SOE players from China and Chinese embassy and also Chinese medical team. We just try to boast off our table tennis game in Papua New Guinea.
Chow said Papua New Guinea is doing well internationally in table tennis after Papua New Guinea athletes were put on training in China. The competition between the two countries was to celebrate World Table Tennis Day. This is the second year for Papua New Guinea to celebrate World Tennis Day.
The competition between the PNG Chinese side and the PNG team is a friendly match just to showcase the talents of our reps, and at the same time to tie a good relationship between the China and Papua New Guinea in terms of social, political and economic development.
Meanwhile, confirmation for the Code of Table Tennis to be part of the PNG Games is yet to be confirmed by PNG Sports Foundation after the code saw its inaugural in the last PNG Games in Lae, Morobe Province. Yes, and that was the World Tennis Day celebrated over the weekend, Mai, and obviously we were there. So what did you think about the day?
I think it was great to see the Chinese entrepreneurs who have companies working around in PNG to be part of the Table Tennis Day. And I never knew that we had a World Table Tennis Day.
Yes, World Table Tennis Day was celebrated, two years now, being celebrated since the inaugural of the new president. The day also coincided with the World Peace Day, Sports for Development, and that was something quite different. It was good to see the table tennis enthusiasts come out and join the social event.
And to see villages like Hanwabada, Gaire and Tubusere being part of the Table Tennis Day, and young kids who've stepped into the arena to challenge the entrepreneurs who work here. And after watching the competition, the way they played, these kids, they know how to play table tennis, and they gave a bit of challenge to the Chinese community here in Port Moresby.
Well, I spoke to Rea Loy, who's the president for Central and Port Moresby, and he said that table tennis, they're not sure if the competition is going to be, the code is going to be part of the PNG Games. Nothing's been confirmed, but they're hoping that the competition will take part come PNG Games in November.
I think it would be great to have a new sport to be part of the PNG Games, especially table tennis. It has never been on the PNG Games calendar, but it would be great to bring the young talents that we saw during the weekend that they competed, great talents from the village itself, so from the coastlines of Port Moresby. I think it would be great to also reach out to other parts of PNG as well.
Yes, and there you have it. That was the World Table Tennis Day celebrated here in the nation's capital, Port Moresby. We'll take a quick break, and after that, we have all the Olympic preparations for Team PNG. Welcome back. You're watching Catch Play. Now, with only 3 months remaining before the Olympic Games, Papua New Guinea athletes are underway in preparations for this year's Rio Olympics. And obviously, earlier we spoke about Ryan winning the Olympics qualifiers in Australia. You know, his competition went well overseas. He won gold, his first gold to be won in Australia, and now he's, on his way to Rio.
Look, Ryan's preparations is really going well, and for him to get the first gold for the 2016 competition down in Australia, and this is his, last Olympics for 2016 in Rio. Preparations for him is going well, except for other athletes like the sports in basketball, in boxing, athletics, taekwondo, as we know that we've got 2 athletes who have already qualified. Samantha Kasman and nephew, they both have qualified themselves by rights to go to the Olympics. And athletics, we have Toya Wiesel, who will be going in as
a
wild card athlete, because she's so far the top athlete at the moment in the country, female athlete as we speak. So she will definitely make the Olympic Games. And for the men's side, it would be, there are 3 athletes who are competing. There's Moen Boino, Nelson Stones, and Teo Piniao. Nelson is currently preparing in Brisbane, but due to injuries, he's been off the track for a while. And as we speak, Moen and Teo Piniao are competing in the USA. So we'll see, who's the best.
We also have the Taekwondo's already got 2 athletes that are already preparing to getting themselves ready for the Rio Olympics.
They've already qualified, so to be on that plane to Rio. So what they're doing now is preparations and lead-up competitions. Boxing, what a shocking result to know that it has been a lot of preparations for boxing federations. At the end, actual competition in Asia, the 2 athletes that went there did not even qualify to go to the Rio Olympics. So I think that was an upset.
There's been a lot of rumors from the general public and even from some coaches, within the city, that Papua New Guinea should really step back from this year's Rio Olympics and just get ready for the following one. In saying that, look, some people trained hard and worked hard towards this game, so it's the only means that we should do is just help them and make them through the Rio Olympics.
Look, it's always a must for an athlete to be part of the Olympic Games. So, after the 2015 Pacific Games, all of that fever in sport for athletes totally died out. 2016 came up. They didn't even focus on what we wanted was, we were looking at was 2015 Pacific Games happened in Port Moresby. So everyone were all geared up for that competition. But for Rio, it's like a big competition. It's for worldwide competition. Right. So you see that a lot of sport where those who are not in the Olympic sport, they're not really concentrating on it, but on the individuals. But as we speak, we also have shooting team that have also qualified to go to Rio. They sent their team overseas in Europe to compete. And also we've got 1 para-athlete, that's Regina Edwards, who's also qualified by rights, a qualifier for Rio. So exciting news for them.
At the moment, we're unsure of how many codes are taking part in the Rio Olympics. Well, they've been saying we've got 7 codes, but at this stage, I'm not sure if the number has been confirmed.
Well, that will all come down to the PNG Olympic Committee. They do the last saying of which athlete, even though the athletes don't qualify, but it's by rights, wildcard athlete. There's always wildcard athlete that will go in to represent the country in the Olympic Games because they are the top athletes of the country.
Anyway, well, there you have it. That was the update on what's currently happening with our athletes regarding the Rio Olympics, rather. We'll take a quick break, and after that, we have more discussion on what's happening in Papua New Guinea. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching Catch Play, your sports development program. Now here tonight we'll discuss on what's happening in and around Papua New Guinea. Currently we have spoke about earlier about some events that will be happening in Papua New Guinea, but we're here to discuss more on that. And Mai,
we have sports that are happening, currently happening.
Yes.
Would be the national championships of, we've got athletics, they have national championships coming up. We've got the provincial games for Central Province.
That's right.
That will be happening this weekend up in Kuikila Station, where they have athletes who are preparing for the PNG games. So that's to pick their team for Team Central. And we also have some of the sports like the Olympics, as we mentioned earlier. We're only 3 months to go.
3 months away, yep.
And the PNG games that are yet to happen, that will be coming end of this year. And we have also the Under-21 World Cup that will be happening. So, exciting things happening
big
for
events.
PNG, especially to do with sports in the country.
I mean, with the preparations, PNG Games is also a few months away. It starts in November to December, 2 weeks. With so much going on, we haven't actually seen the preparation side of different provinces and what they're doing to prepare for these events. I know a few teams, for example, Central and NCD, they've already started.
East New Britain Province have already started. They had the Gazelle district provincial competitions that happened with their own individual sports that will be taking part. And also Central, which is happening this weekend. Gulf has yet to start off their competition. It's around June, sometime in June. So they're also gearing up for the national championships to pick the team to the PNG Athletics National Championships.
Right.
And that championships, they will name the team for Melanesian Games that's going to be happening in Fiji. So
and this is just all talking about the national events that are going to be happening coming December and November as well.
Yes, the calendar for this year, 2016, as we speak. And without further ado, let's look at the headline for tonight. Let's take a look at what Godwin has for us tonight.
Thanks, Mai. And now taking a look at top stories making headlines on internet and social media. Papua New Guinea celebrated the International Day of Sports and Peace that also coincided with World Table Tennis Day. And Superfish Ryan Pinney won his first gold medal in the 2016 Hancock Prospecting in the Australian Swimming Championships held in Adelaide. The 7th PNG Games 2016 is now referred to as the BSP 7th PNG Games 2016. The PNG Pukpuk's inexcusable performance in Hong Kong Sevens has struck concerns within the rugby fraternity, questioning whether or not Papua New Guinea Rugby Football Union is doing enough or not coaching their staff are primarily up to scratch. And now to stories overseas, and Melbourne Storm halfback Cooper Cronk is in the most difficult contract negotiations of his NRL career, but he says they're not impacting on his performances. Meanwhile, the Sydney Roosters are battling to fend off interest from French rugby for the services of cross-code star Sonny Bill Williams. While Parramatta coach Brad Arthur says he's keeping his distance from the NRL probe into ill salary cap issues. Meanwhile, the New South Wales government is putting the heat on NRL with reports of $1 billion in funding could be pulled if the two parties do not come to an agreement over the future of Moore Park. And now to NSL, and Brisbane Roar coach John Aloisi is downbeat on his side's inability to claim the A-League premiership, while Newcastle has held off a spirited Central Coast to 4-2 in their last derby of the A-League season. And to surfing, the future of 11-time world champion Kelly Slater appears uncertain. Slater suffered his third underwhelming result of the 2016 World Surf League on Saturday after being eliminated in the second round of the Margaret River Pro in Western Australia. And finally, Jamaican sprint star Usain Bolt has celebrated the West Indies 2020 World Cup triumph by offering his own version of Dwayne Bravo's champion song, ending it with his signature pose. And you can catch that video on 9MSN. And that's your stories making headlines on internet and social media. Welcome back. You're watching Catch Play. Now, Port Moresby celebrated its International Day of Sports Development and Peace.
Godwin, I never knew they had International Sports and Development of Peace in the country. I mean, it was introduced by the UNICEF, and you know, all these sporting codes decided to come together and celebrate it. What an exciting day for that.
I agree with you, Mile. I mean, the day itself, I think it's a really good what they did to celebrate this day, because as Papua New Guineans, you know, we love sports, and to come out and get out there and celebrate the sports day is a big deal for us.
And the PNG Olympic Committee joining hands with the NRL PNG to celebrate it at the Tokarara Primary School, where all these kids took part to celebrate the day and to learn what PNG Olympic Committee is all about, and NRL PNG. Plus, we have Water Aid PNG also, who also helps netball in the country development, especially bringing in messages like water sanitation, health and hygiene. So it was exciting and great to see sports taking part.
Yeah, well, the International Day saw, you know, Cricket Blow, Olgeta, Cricket PNG was there, the disability programs that they have as well, and League Belong Life was there as well to celebrate this day with the PNG Olympics Committee.
You know,
so it was an exciting day for the kids, not just the kids, the adults as well, to learn about this day and start
promoting
taking sports seriously.
Health and well-being for themselves as well, and to live a longer and healthier life. So, and respect as well in the sporting venues, respecting sportsmen and women,
respect
and
for
also
one another.
And administrators and coaches. So it was a message also for the kids to learn and to take home. And you know, if they're interested in taking part in different sports, you know, these sports came together and joined hands to celebrate the International Day of Sports, and it meant like development and peace as well. So it was great.
Yes, and that was the International Day for Sports Development and Peace, and that brings us to the end of our program. If you'd like to catch this episode again, you can go to our website showing on your screen. You can send us an email if you have any queries to sports@mtv.com.pg, or you can visit us here at Boroko Garden City, Level 2. Thank you so much, Mai, for being on the program tonight. And thank you so much, viewers. Until next time, we'll see you all right here, same place on Catch Play. It's goodbye for now.
Goodbye.